Hey everybody, Aaron here, and welcome back to a mega review. No, that's right. If you follow me on Twitter, you actually know that I wanted to try something very different because if you've seen my update videos or if you saw anything on Twitter, I've been saying that this week is going to be kind of a busy week for me. I'm going to be doing school, of course. I'll be hanging out with my dad, so I'm be kind of on vacation, sort of doing YouTube stuff. So what I wanted to do is I don't want to flood your inboxes with reviews every day that are really late at night and stuff like that. And I figured, what way would be better for getting all the reviews out to you in one shot? What I'm doing right now today is I'm going to try something. This might be the first and only time this ever happens, but I'm going to do something called a mega review. And it's going to essentially be three different shows. It's going to be Occultic 9, Episode 5, Izetta Episode 6, and March Comes Like a Lion Episode 5. And I will have timestamps probably already showed up on the screen for this way for you to skip to those particular reviews. This way you can skip to something that you are watching currently and just hear about my thoughts on that particular show. Anyways, I'm going to try to do this as effectively as I can. We'll see how it goes, and hopefully you all enjoy it. So let's start with the first review. So Izetta Episode 6 was typically the same issues I've been having with the last several episodes in a different form now. What we start in the beginning of this whole episode is essentially Izetta kind of learning proper etiquette, how to behave more in a social setting, because Princess Fina feels that will be good for her. And I'll tell you right now, that's probably one of the biggest issues with this whole episode. I mean, the better part comes in the very end of it, but I'm just going to show an image in probably roughly a few seconds of me talking that is quality fan service at its best of Izetta. And here it is, yep. Yeah, that's what this episode was, essentially the beginning. The first half of this episode, maybe the first 16 minutes of this episode were, to me, just, again, pointless fan service and kind of just very unneeded content, to be honest. The episode, though, goes into a later part where we have Izetta going on another mission, and at the same time, we have the one soldier with the glasses that has been going around, that he saw what happened at the stream, and we have the spy from the several episodes back also we saw, who killed him at the very end of this episode. It was really dark. It was probably the saving grace to this episode, because I'm very curious now where they're going to go from this. Overall, very weaker episode of the series. I think the last episode 5, was way better, but it did have that ending which was very powerful and very interesting, because we finally see that the spy is willing to sacrifice people without a hesitation, so it's very interesting. Now on to the next review. March Comes In Like a Lion Episode 5 was very, very powerful. I mean, this was one of the episodes that I feel makes this show just one of those shows that you have to definitely check out if you really love kind of dramatic stories. We learned more about Rei's backstory in terms of why he plays Shogi in the first place. I thought he was playing that for a kind of escape. He was playing that actually before when he was with his father, because him and his father could not hang out a lot because his father was always busy with work, and he was able to play Shogi and kind of, do stuff with his father then and there. We also see him at one point try to take Momo home, because the girl asks him to do that as a favor, and we see that Rei starts thinking about an issue when she falls and he has to take care of her, realizing that Rei actually had a sister at one time, so his sister was one of the people that was killed in the car crash. It was a very depressing moment of the show. I mean, honestly, we get this whole kind of background story. Then we get even more background story where we learn about this one new girl who apparently is someone that was part of Rei's kind of, I want to say, second family, where Rei was taken in by a person that was a master of shogi and was teaching Rei how to play shogi, and that guy's family, he had a daughter and a son. The daughter, Kyoka, I think I'm sorry, that's the name, Kyoka, was very jealous of Rei and treated him like garbage. She'd punch him in the face, she would treat him really bad, say some horrible mean things to him, and we didn't get a full grasp of every little detail, but we do see that she clearly did not like Rei. She was very jealous of him, and Rei, because he was so good at shogi, really made a impression on her as, like this outsider who was taken in by her father and kind of treated almost like a true son / daughter, rather than her being treated like a daughter. Very strong episode. And the final review I have for you is Occultic 9 Episode 5, which Occultic 9, I mean, out of all these shows, I think bores me the most. Even Izetta, to a point, isn't that great, but Occultic 9, I feel at times really should try a lot harder. We have Ryota, or Gamo, going into Sarai's house to look for the code, to look for something related to that, and he ends up finding out that the guy actually, before he died, put various little things into the ceiling. It was able to make a code with that. And thus he's like, okay, I think I have an idea of what the code might be, or at least we could figure something out. Now, the episode does shift gears a little bit, but here's one of the scenes of greatness from Cultic 9, right? That's look, it's boobs again. Honestly, like Super C, what is your purpose to show? What are you doing here? Like, watch her be like the god of this world somehow or whatever. I don't know why she exists in this show. I really don't. Anyways, though, Sarai meets up with the rest of the group and starts deciphering the code that his father left behind. Is able to realize that it's not just a coincidence that the one girl, the artist, drew the manga that kind of shows off the death of his father. It's actually that she might have known something, and at one point, you know, he realizes certain things that all the names were the people that killed that suicided in the lake. So that must mean that there is some truth to this manga thing that she drew. And on top of that, then he sees at the very end a box with a keyhole. Oh, the key that, you know, Gamo took out of the guy's mouth. Yeah. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed these kind of reviews. If you don't really like this, hey, listen, put in the comments below, tell me you never want me to do this again. That's perfectly fine. Hopefully it works out fine. And if you guys did enjoy it, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. You know the whole nine. Have a great, blessed night, everyone. I will talk to y'all later. Bye bye.